Synchronized mics. Hey.
Got it.
There you go, dude.
All right. All right.
Well, shit.
Live
Live from the studio.
From the picnic table.
And also
Yeah.
Laugh Finder.
I'm Jimmy Selesky.
Eric Glazer.
Ben Hancock.
And today we got Mark Normand.
Hey.
Popping those elbows out.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
trying to get some
dude.
sun on these
Guns
good.
out, baby.
these lady parts.
How's the show? How'd the show go on Thursday?
Thursday was a little rough. Light, old.
We
Lot of
figured you were
geezers.
like too depressed to come out to the podcast that night.
Yeah. Well,
No,
that
I-
was a weird. We just like missed each other. But
Yeah.
I was sitting in the bar just having a drink, and I knew the karaoke guy who was running like trivia or something that night. But
Name drop.
Oh yeah, dude, big time around here.
He does karaoke and trivia.
Just an entertainer in general. But it's like, oh yeah, I'll check on the show, see if it's over. And I like walked back, and the entire floor was empty. And I was like,
yeah.
oh shit.
Sorry, yeah,
I
we
fucked up.
the show was depressing. I got off. Andy Klein, you know Andy Klein?
Yeah.
Great comic. Check him out. He was like, "You want to ride home?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I popped a bunch of Tylenol PM, dozed off, woke up for like a second, saw you hit me up, and I was like, "I'm at home. I'm gay. I'm in a nightie." And yeah, that was
No worries,
it.
man.
That's great. It sounds like a good night, honestly.
It all worked out.
Yeah.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming through.
I'm trying to drink less, so I like just go home. Holding a beer in the middle of the day, but trying to drink less, and so I'm just trying to go home now and like not be around booze. And there's a whiskey bar attached to the club, and I
yeah.
love whiskey, so it's tough.
What drew you out to the Towson? You guys know there's a diner literally right across the street, right?
Is that right?
Marlowe's, yeah.
What?
You guys
Like,
bypassed it completely.
Oh,
went to the
just went
trash
straight
diner.
We drove 20 minutes to some diner.
Well, Towson Diner's better.
Oh,
It
okay.
Unless
Yeah,
you
yeah.
fucking get in a fight with a bunch of Asian dudes, I guess. Or is
Well,
that what happened?
They were gay blacks.
Oh, no. They were
That's how they
probably
get you.
sassy as fuck, right?
It's quite a story. So last night, now we're drinking at the club, and half the guys we're with don't drink. Like my friend Chris Allen, he's sober. Andy Klein is sober. The other guys, so two of the guys were 19, which felt a little creepy. But so we were like, oh, let's just go to a diner. We can get drinks there, food. It'll be good for everybody. We go. We're just fun, yucking it up. Great hang, comics, joking around, jizzing, the whole thing.
yeah.
And at one point, somebody makes such a bad joke that Chris Allen does a fall off the booth, like, wow, that was bad. And he fell out of the booth, hits the floor. We all go crazy. And there's these two gay guys, two black guys, dressed the nine, like three-piece suit, handkerchief, pocket square, bow tie, the whole thing. And they see him hit the ground and they just lose it. They're like, oh my God. Oh my God, I can't believe what I'm seeing. These people are trash. He's just going on. And he keeps staring at us. And eventually we're like, what are you looking at? What the hell's your problem? He's like, you guys are trash. You've ruined my meal. It's 2 a.m. You're eating, cold eggs and hash browns. You ruined your meal. What are you talking about? Who are you, the Sultan of Brunei? Get out of here. And so we all start laughing. He's like, you're trash. And, for a second, we're like, why aren't these gay guys scared of us? That's not a good sign.
What happened to gay guys lately? Super
They used to have
ballsy.
more backbone.
Yeah. But we kind of put it together, and I think they eventually left. But he was like, I'm going to make one phone call, and you guys are going down. I guess he was going to call the gay police. I don't know. But so he was like, Chris was saying that he thinks that when he fell out of the stool or fell off the booth, they thought he was like cooning for the white guys because there was like 6 white guys and him.
Yeah.
So they thought,
no.
and Chris is black for the people at home. So they thought he was like fucking around and doing that. So they were like, that's trash. But I think we made a couple gay slurs as we were shucking and jiving. And I think that's what really did it.
Hey, man, that's not out of the ordinary for Towson, though.
Oh,
There's
yeah?
some gay slurs up there.
No.
yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Also
they
the-
should just listen to more Tuesdays with Stories. They would get the whole,
Yeah, it
the
would
whole
get
story.
very
Oh, God.
They would be used to it.
They would never stop vomiting. They heard that.
They would just be yelling trash all
Also,
day.
Towson is that's a college town down there. So they're just everybody's fighting.
Well,
Towson
that's
Diner.
what I didn't get. I was like, it's 2 a.m. It's a Friday night. It's a diner, college town. Like, this is the worst you've ever seen? A bunch of guys being loud and joking and then sillily falling on the floor? Like, come on.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. But, hey, we ruined their meal.
Did you guys chill at Wits End before that? Were you guys hanging out in Towson?
We were hanging out at the club. We were just getting the waitress. She was just bringing us drink, and then we went to the diner. But, yeah, I should have gone to Wits End. But, you go in there, and sometimes there's people from the show, and then they get all handsy and get you in a headlock and all that. So I try not to
take
go.
a picture of you strangling me?
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
There's a real epidemic with these. I had a guy come to 2 shows. I've only done 3. He's come to 2 here, and he's like a big fan. He's like, I'm trying to do comedy one day, and he keeps ball busting us. And we're like, we don't like you. Like, we don't know you. Why are you ball busting us? He's like, you guys aren't that fun for being comics. I'm like, we've been standing here 30 seconds. What should we be doing? Juggling, handstands?
Yeah.
Like, leave us alone.
Yeah, we have no intel to make fun of you.
Yeah,
on.
it's a
Yes.
two-way street.
Right, except for the fact that you've come to 2 shows. And you're annoying.
So you got material for next time.
Jerry,
Yeah.
there he is.
Right,
With
right.
his 2 ticket stubs in his pocket. You know him.
But this is how much of a nut he is. At one point, I was, had a couple drinks in me, and I flubbed a joke, and he corrected it. He knew the material.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
oh my god, this guy's a nut. And
Wait,
I
so
gotta-
he's come to 2 shows.
2
In the
shows.
same.
I'm talking this
What?
weekend.
No shit.
I've done
Oh,
3
shit.
this weekend. He's come to 2 of them.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's weird.
he's in my hotel right now.
All right. Good for 2-show Jerry.
You
Yeah.
have that burrito as we speak.
He's a nut.
Was it the last time you were on? This was over a year ago, right? You were here for Groundhog's Day last year, because that was the
Oh.
name of the episode. You were here in February
I think
last year.
Yeah, was it last or 2? 2 years.
No, it was 1 year ago.
Okay,
Because that was
wow.
episode 44. This will be 104. So it's been
Damn.
60 episodes.
I didn't know
to
you
the
were
T.
autistic. Nailing these dates and numbers.
35 minutes.
That episode was 1 hour and 43 minutes long, 52 seconds.
I remember you shouted us out on the next podcast you had, which was dope.
Oh, nice.
It was my brother messaged me. He was like, "Yo, he kind of bitched you guys on the shout out," and I was like,
What did I say?
You were like, we went to these guys' studio, and it's just like, it looked like we were at like That 70s Show. They just had a bunch of pennants, and it was so cute. And I was like, all right, cute.
That's
I'll take
the
cute.
garage.
He was like, it's
I
adorable.
took it as a compliment.
I do
I took
think
it as a compliment.
that's a cool studio you got there.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I appreciate it.
You could live in that thing.
Oh, he
And
almost
Jimmy
did.
does.
Oh, there you go.
All I need now is running water, dude. We're good.
It was just cool. It felt so suburban. Like, I'm a real city douche, and so that was like the wood paneling. That's a driveway. It felt safe. It was
Yeah,
fun.
it was like a basketball hoop.
yeah, exactly.
That none of us are able to play.
Very
suburban.
suburban basketball 2 years ago.
And you introduced me to World Star.
Oh,
Did-
yeah.
was that us?
Compliment.
I didn't
Yes.
realize that we
Yeah.
introduced
That
you to
was
that.
all you, and it felt so suburban. We're a bunch of white guys drinking beers in a shed, looking at black folks.
Look at these black guys. They are funny.
They are. They're funny people.
I feel like you. What did you lose some weight? You look like the Adam's apple's popping right
Adam's
now.
apple's
The Adam's
crazy.
apple is
Yeah.
serious.
I'm telling you, it's all booze. I cut the booze out, and you just start shredding the pounds.
Damn.
Really?
Wow.
Shedding, yeah. But I don't
Gotta
really.
do that.
I gotta think
Do
about
anything.
it. Not do it. I gotta think about it more.
I gotta
Yeah, you look
actually
good.
do it. That's something I should work on.
It's all switch to liquor. You'll be all right.
all right.
That's, is that what you do?
Yeah.
I try to do liquor too. I actually have some Evan in the car. If you want to keep the Adam's apple going, I can get you.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if I didn't have 2 shows, I'd be on board. But yeah, keeping Evan in the car. That's
Nice and
Ballsy
warm,
move.
baby.
Yeah.
In an Alero. You don't.
that's a real red
Jeez.
flag.
we pulled up to a show we were recording like last week. They're doing like the Heart of the City auditions for Baltimore,
Oh yeah.
and me and him were like recording the sets and everything, and we pulled up to the Motor House, which is where they're doing the tapings, and he's like, "Yo, wait, is there like a bottle in the passenger side by the door, like a tiny like liter of whiskey?" And I'm like looking around like, "Yeah," and he's like, "All right, can you grab that?" Like about to work for 2 hours. Can you grab that whiskey real quick?
Nice.
Now, was the show, you had a special come out? I think last time you were here, the show that Amy Schumer produced was like up and coming. It hadn't happened yet, I believe.
Yes, you're right. It came out in May.
How'd that go, dude?
It went well,
That
but
was a fucking dope special.
Yeah.
oh, thanks,
I loved it.
thanks.
That was
Nope,
amazing.
nobody saw it. That's the problem. So it's kind of a bummer because you put your heart and soul into this thing, and you're like, I did my first hour. It's a milestone, and then nobody saw it.
I feel like, and this isn't to cast shade to anyone, but I feel like, realistically speaking, Amy Schumer has such there's such a large group of people that despise her for some
Hate her.
reason.
They hate
And
her.
so okay, so I think your comedy's fucking hilarious, and I saw the like IMDb rating, and it was like, I mean, people just fucking trashed the ratings on the special.
Right.
And it was like, and I feel, and people like, there were a bunch of people in the comment section like, are you guys fucking serious? Like, this special was great, but everybody's just trashing it because it's tagged Amy Schumer Presents.
Yeah.
Which sucks because Amy Schumer, she's from Towson. She went.
Yeah, she went there.
She's from Jersey. She went to Towson University.
She's from Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island.
Same thing.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah. Shitty suburb of New York.
But yeah.
Yeah, it's a bummer because, like, it's ironic because people text me or tweet me. They're like, dude, you're so funny. I love the special, but I hate her. What the fuck? And it's like, yeah, but I wouldn't have it without her, you idiots. Like, I tried to get one with Comedy Central. They said no. Netflix said no. But she was like, what if I produce it? And they said, okay. So she got it for me, and she stuck her neck out. And, you know, there's a lot of straight white males out there. And nobody really wants to throw us a bone there if we're not famous already. So she did, and to me, I'm like, that's pretty noble.
Yeah.
Like, where's the love on that? But they've made their choice and they hate her.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And, like, I get it. She hates guns and she hates Trump and all that. But, like, all right.
It's the norm.
Who
now.
cares?
That is
yeah.
the norm. I feel like people should love her, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some people do. I mean, she's in movies. She's still a huge star.
Came out
I love
that
her.
huge new movie.
Mhm.
Yeah, the movie's big and all that, but it's a bummer because you're like, I wouldn't have it without her, but everybody hates her, so you can't win.
Yeah.
You got to keep it up, dude. Next one's
Yeah.
got to be Kanye West presents Mark.
What do you guys think about that? You think he's just playing the game? Is he just playing the fiddle of the social media and we're all buying into it? Or
He always
knows?
goes against like the trend and shit. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
That's like how he keeps his name relevant. I think it's like all marketing for the albums.
I feel
Probably.
like he knows who could butter his fucking bread.
You think
and
he's
that
just
dude's got
blatantly
money.
lying though?
I don't think he's lying, but I think like what was it, like 5-10 years ago he started rocking like Confederate flags on his jackets and shit.
Right.
So it's like I don't know.
it's
If-
kind of Warhol-y, you know? It's kind of
Yeah.
genius.
Yeah.
I think his central theme, and like I know he knows Donald Trump personally on some level,
Yeah.
and they like each other on a personal level. I think his main thing that I'm grasping from, and there's no doubt that a lot of it has to do with the fact that an album's coming out soon and
Sure,
publicity and stuff.
yeah.
Publicity is definitely a factor.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that I think that he believes what he's saying. I think that his main message, he even said his most recent tweet or his pinned tweet at the moment is like, I don't know enough about conservatism to call myself a conservative, but my main thing is I want to speak against monolithic thought. Basically the idea that you have to be a Democrat if you're a black guy or a rapper in the industry and stuff like that. And the amount of like vitriol going against him just for like supporting like the wrong thing, like
Yeah,
what
it's
things you're not
crazy.
allowed to support in Hollywood.
It does seem
Right.
like he picked one of the top dogs of that like far right ideal.
What, Candace Owens?
No,
Or Trump.
Yeah.
Top dog? You mean the president?
yeah.
You know, the high up guy.
Yeah. the one who signs
The
the,
big
checks,
one.
right?
The big cheese. Yeah, of course you picked the right guy. I don't know. Somebody had a good point. They were like, you know, all rappers talk about shooting people, fucking bitches, and, you know, stealing and whatever the hell, and this is what you have a problem with?
Yeah.
The fact that he likes the president? It's so, everything's
Exactly.
backwards now. Like, it's
It
weird
is.
because back in the day, the president would be like, hey, these kids are crazy, and now the kids are going, hey, the president's crazy. Everything's
Yeah.
flipped.
Mhm.
It's so weird. We're
Dude,
in
back
weird
in the
times.
day, rappers were like, "I'm gonna get my money up like Donald Trump."
Right,
Like,
People,
right.
they loved
Yeah.
Donald Trump until he became president, and all of a
Hell
sudden it
yeah.
was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but somebody put on Facebook a bunch of photos. It was like Elvis shaking Nixon's hand, James Brown shaking Carter's hand, Michael Jackson shaking Reagan's hand. Like, this shit's been going on forever.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
same shit. Pop stars.
Yeah. It's a good way to get fame.
I guess so, yeah. And fucking, if I was famous, I'd be like, yeah, I'd like to meet the
Hell
president of the
yeah.
free world.
Well, it used to be presidents using pop stars to
Yeah.
like
Yes.
further their
Yeah.
publicity,
Again,
but now it's
flipped.
the pop star using the president.
Mhm.
It's
Good
unreal.
point. Good point.
The first thing he came out, I think the first thing that really set people off was he said when I was talking about Candace Owens. She's like, you're familiar with who
No,
she is?
no, who's that?
She's a young black woman. She's a conservative though. She's a
Oh,
conservative
okay.
black
Some
woman.
kind of tweet from her today.
Yeah, she's cute. I think she's fucking cute.
she is.
She's hot. She's hot. But she, you know, she's just whatever. She's just like a conservative, like right-leaning person.
Mhm.
Like
And,
a Tommy Lauren kind of thing?
I think a little
Yeah,
less. She's like
yeah, she's
supportive
less.
of the NRA and
She
everything.
she
wow.
used to
Yeah.
be like pretty like progressive like SJW, and then she like kind of quote unquote red pilled or whatever the fuck the thing is, you know what I'm saying? But he just tweeted, he said, I like the way she thinks. and people went fucking insane about
Trump
it.
did?
No, Kanye
Kanye
West
did.
said,
Okay.
"I like the way she thinks about Candace Owens," and people went insane about it.
Wow.
The idea, and that's the thing that I think people get pissed off about the left is like the idea that like, well, you're a black woman.
Right.
And if you have an opinion that doesn't fit into the mold of what we say a black woman should have,
Right.
you're
Exactly.
instantly sold out as like a race traitor or a Uncle Tom
Yeah.
or cooning or something like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, what kind of freedom of thought do we have in this country?
Exactly.
When like literally people look at you and say like, well, you know, it's the worst thing, dude.
Like
I
you're not
really
allowed
do.
to be an individual anymore.
Right,
You have
right.
to.
It's tribalism. You
Yeah.
gotta
Mhm.
pick our tribe. It's actually the opposite of progress. You have a different thought than me? Fuck you, you're going down. It's like, wait,
Yeah.
what? That's not
Yeah.
liberal.
It's crazy
at all.
because it's almost as if in society we allow it of I mean, don't get me wrong, like white guys, like if anybody who is right leaning in pop culture is gonna get fucking shit on.
Oh, for sure.
But if you're
Yeah.
what white guys don't have to do, white people in society, for whatever reason, are allowed political diversity. Like you meet a white
Yeah.
guy,
Oh, yeah,
he'll be
you're
liberal,
right,
he'll be
you're right.
conservative. Every other group almost, it's like, well, if you're black, you're a Democrat, right?
You gotta
and if
be.
you're not,
Yeah.
you're a coon, you're an Uncle Tom. It's like it's the worst fucking
It's
thing.
bad
dude.
news.
Is coon
Yeah,
is
it's
coon a
ridiculous.
derogatory term? Should I not be saying
Yes.
that?
I think
I
the
think
way
so.
you're saying
Yes.
it,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
You're yelling it at a picnic table with a case of beer.
right in front of the gun range.
Somebody opens the door. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "Amen, brother."
All right, I was quoting people there.
I think you're completely right, though. It's,
Yeah.
it's very silly and backwards, and it's a weird time. The most progressive people are actually the most closed-minded now. It's not good.
but that's
They're not
Yeah.
willing to have any like debate or
They won't
discussion
bend.
about anything.
There's no discussion.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's argue
exactly.
my side. And that's it.
why I kind of like. I know it's I kind of fuck with what Kanye is doing. I dig it. I think it's cool, and I think that's legitimately like we always talk about like rock stars and edginess and like
Yeah.
controversial counterculture stuff like that. But everybody in Hollywood's doing the same thing. Like, are we really gonna act like when Eminem did his fucking fuck Trump freestyle? That
Yeah.
was bullshit.
Yeah.
It was fucking hacky. It's not edgy. It's
He was
not,
like trying to get a response, and then
It's-
Kanye
yeah.
tweeted a
Yeah.
picture of his hat, and Trump was like, "You're a good man, Kanye."
Good for him. That's
you're gonna-
hilarious.
like the whole fuck Trump mantra. That's standard. That's status quo.
Yeah.
You're not pushing any boundaries. You're not doing anything. You're not
Exactly.
expanding anybody's like
Yeah.
horizons. What Kanye West is doing is this is the same guy who fucking 10 years ago went on live national television and said George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
fucking speaks his mind, dude.
He's unpredictable. You can't
Yeah.
pin him down, which is kind of fun now. It's so rare because even with comedy, all these hacks go up and go, racism is bad.
Yeah.
You shouldn't hit women. Yeah, no shit, asshole.
Yeah.
What do you tell me why it's fun to hit women, and then you got a bit.
Yeah.
If you get that bit to work, then you're a skilled comedian.
Yeah.
Anybody can do this clapter bullshit. You're just saying the
Yeah.
status quo. We got it.
Yeah.
Like
Clapter.
I love that. Yeah.
I do shows, and I'll have a lot of people come to me like, "Hey, I like the show, but I can't tell what side you're on."
What
and
does
I
it
go,
matter?
"Good, yeah. I'm a comic. I'm funny. It's
Yeah,
all
I'm
about
supposed
funny."
to be in the
Yeah.
middle.
Yes.
Not supposed to have a side.
Yeah.
I just go practical. That's the only thing I tell. Like Patrice always said, you can't fuck with the truth, and I think that's true. Like if it's true on this side, if it's true on that side, whatever side it's on, just one of them is true,
Yeah.
and you just go with that.
Yeah. Well, and also if it's your truth, you don't have a problem arguing for it because you already you have the motivation too.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's important on another level. I think what Kanye is doing, whether again, I don't know if he's doing it on purpose or he's lying or publicity or whatever, but for the fact that he's bringing the conversation to light, and it's somebody that a lot of liberals like if you go on Facebook, everybody's so fucking heartbroken that he
Yeah.
came out
I
like
know,
this,
it's
which is
hilarious.
crazy. Which is crazy because literally
He
like
lost 9 million Twitter
Is
followers.
that right?
Yeah.
Holy
within
shit.
hours.
it's just like imagine like when I think of like imagine being a conservative in this country where 99% of all your favorite athletes, all your favorite actors, all your favorite musicians, they all disagree with you politically.
Yeah.
And you just fucking deal with it. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
It's just part of the game.
People
Roseanne
used
is
to
a
not
Trump
talk
supporter.
about
Just gonna bring that
politics,
up.
dude. People
100%.
used to just not talk
People
about
are
it.
gonna still buy his next album.
But
You think so?
And
Oh,
that's
for sure.
absolutely, and that's a beautiful
don't-
thing because there's a lot. And Chance the Rapper came out with a tweet, and it was simple. It was black people don't have to be Democrats, and that got a lot of
Yeah.
love. But what's happening
But it
is
got
in hip hop
misconstrued. It got misconstrued.
Did it?
He put out an apology yesterday because he was like, dude, I don't know what to say.
Aw, why
he
did
was
he
Well,
apologize?
no, he was like, I still mean what I said, but also I kind of just came out because you guys are ragging on my friend Kanye, and he's like
Oh.
family to me.
Oh,
and
wow.
It's like he's a good guy. I don't want people to make fun of him, and I agree with
Interesting.
some of the shit he says, but nothing about Trump.
But
And then,
think, that's
Yeah. What
a
were you gonna
fair
say?
apology. That's a fair apology.
It's so funny that's where we're at now. Like, you used to get in trouble for
Yeah.
saying, faggot or the N-word. Now it's like, he likes this guy.
But think about the amount of people.
Does he like him? Or does he just like him?
Think about the amount of people who are Kanye fans that were super like progressive, anti-conservative, whatever like that are now considering at least taking. Because I think the biggest problem is that like you get so far on one side and it's like. It's almost considered like a sin to even consider what the other side is saying.
Yeah.
And so now that you have somebody that's one of the most prolific artists of our time coming out and introducing the concept of like, yo, guys, maybe this shit isn't what you think it is. And the amount of people that because they respect Kanye are reconsidering. Like there's a lot of people that are just so fucking steadfast in their beliefs that they're just gonna unfollow him, check him out.
Right.
Man, fuck Kanye. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Silly.
0.1% of your entertainers disagree with you politically. It's got to be on Facebook.
What
for
does
the
it
next
have to
fucking
do with
week.
his music anyway?
Exactly.
He's gonna make the same exact song.
Yes. It's the opposite of evolution. It's like the same with these guys who go, God is real, evolution is a sin. It's like, well, no, hear me out. I have this Darwin thing, and no, fuck you, you're wrong. It's like, well, you'll never learn. You'll die stupid and ignorant. That's what they're doing.
It's
It's
where
the
you
same
get
shit.
you get that mentality. It's like a sin to question it. Like,
Yes,
to
yes.
question
Yeah.
it's faith. It's faith. If
It's
you question
faith.
it, that's your original.
Woke is faith. That's
I think
the
Kanye's
religion.
fucking woke,
Yeah.
dude. That's what I'm believing. I think
Maybe
I
that's
really
the
do.
real woke. He's actually more. I don't know, but I'm not
I mean,
following
look,
that closely.
he's
but
he's definitely in the minority. I would say
He
that
is
the
black.
majority of people.
I was thinking that, but I was like, I don't know. We're
I
still in
would
front of this gun range.
I got a better view of who's going in and out.
Someone say minority.
You just hear a shotgun cock.
When I think, can you grab me one too?
There you go.
When you think about, like, the weird thing to me is the majority of
good.
people are not woke. I would say the majority of people, like usually, if you think about the most progressive, not when I say progressive, I don't mean political. I mean like people who advance society, people who are changing the times, people who invent shit and do things and change the culture. They're in the minority.
Sure, of
They're
course.
they're the 1 in 100. They're the 1 in a million type of people.
They're the people they show on Apple commercials and quick
Exactly.
flashes.
So
Bob Dylan,
it's
Gandhi.
it's those people that
Malcolm
I look
X.
to that I would say like, oh, this guy's onto something. Like when you go on Twitter and every single person you see has the exact same opinion, yet they all think they're part of the resistance, or they all think they're fucking woke. It's like you
That's
got
a great point. That's a
like
great
You're yelling
point.
to the people
Yeah.
that you are on your side,
Exactly.
basically, and that's not pushing
Yeah, you're
anything.
not the
Yeah.
underdog anymore.
Yeah, right.
And there's a saying,
What's
and
the
it was
other
like
word for that? Is there overdog?
I don't know. The
not
big
dark
dog?
horse because that's the same thing.
Yeah, same
I think
thing.
big
Top
dog,
top
dude.
dog.
Top
Top
dog?
dog.
Top
Maybe.
dog could be.
Was it what you
The
call
favorite.
the president?
Yeah.
My top
I
dog.
guess the opposite
Underdog,
of that
top
would be bottom
dog. I'm gonna write that down.
all
That'll be a
right.
tweet later. Don't mind me. But keep going on your rant. Kanye.
I forgot the fuck. I was
Ah, shit. I had to stop it with my dumb Seinfeldian riff.
No,
Thanks.
there's a saying for it, and it was I forgot who said it. I'm gonna whenever I don't know who said a quote, I'm gonna say it was probably Mark Twain or
Okay.
Benjamin Franklin, one of
All
those
right.
two guys, because they say everything. It was if you find yourself in the majority, take a step back and reconsider. Meaning-
Ooh, I love it.
Meaning-
I love it.
But then that's an easy one to poke holes in because it's like, all right, well the majority of people think pedophilia is not right, but like.
Take a step back.
Take a step back,
and you never
take
know.
a step back, grab yourself a kid, try it out.
I'm not
See
going
how-
to try it. Doesn't work on pedophilia. Although I fucked a minor when I was a minor, so does that count?
That's dope.
I've wondered about that.
Yeah. We all jerked
Where's
off
the
to like a
cutoff?
classmate
Here's a
when you were
question:
15.
Yeah.
if you had a sexual experience when you were underage, like with another underage girl, and it's still in your spank bank, is that weird?
As long as it's not the story about you getting molested when you're 3.
Because that's in my space.
Well, here's the
That's
big thing.
fucking
That was the
weird.
only sexual experience I had before I was 18.
I think it's okay as long as theyey're aging too.
Yeah.
You
'Cause
know?
you're
What if
imagining
they're-
I mean,
someone
they
who-
were the
That'd
same
be weirder
age.
if they weren't.
That'd be really
You're
weird, yeah.
still 17?
Wow.
How?
How'd you do that? You're magic.
Wow.
I would definitely jack off to that because that's impressive.
That is impressive.
Yeah, fountain of youth.
Yeah.
So the Roseanne shit was just like comical. Like Facebook, like people were crying, literally weeping over
I'm
Roseanne.
never gonna watch this show again.
Yeah, it's like, what are you saying? She's a fat, white trash,
Yeah.
twat, cunt, poor, stupid idiot. It's
It
like,
would
of
be
course.
unrealistic if she wasn't a Trump
Yeah,
supporter.
she's like, I love Bernie.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
feel the burn.
Like
No.
Whitney Cummings stepped down. She was like head writer or one of
Oh
the
my
writers, and she was
God.
like, I'm out, I'm
Jesus
sorry, and she had to
She
apologize.
was fine with it until it aired. and
Until
then-
the backlash.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So stupid.
How
That's
it-
where we're at.
How is it not apparent to people that that is what, like, I mean, like when you go back throughout history and you think of all the times where there's been like controlled thought in society and
Fascism.
Fascism.
Yeah.
And like I've touched on a bunch on the podcast, but like when you talk about fascism, it's not. I always used to try to comprehend like how did Hitler take over, how did Stalin take over, and how did these guys like manipulate. It wasn't through blatant force necessarily. It wasn't as if they went down there and said, "We're taking all your fucking rights away, get over it." It was kind of like this slow advancement of like making people feel like if you weren't on this side, then you were like it was like a moral thing.
Right,
Like people, it was
yeah.
like it was more like it was like a subtle pressure.
Yeah, that's
You know
what
what I'm saying?
scares me because it's all this shit is under the guise of you're being a hero, you're a good person, you're saving the world. But I've noticed these people who are like that are actually the angriest, scariest people, and ironically, they're bullying.
Yeah.
They do a lot of bullying.
And most of those people also don't have their shit together.
Of
And that's their
course.
thing that they're like, all right, well, I'm not doing anything else, so this is what I'm actually going to put all my time and effort into.
Yes, exactly. They're
Yeah.
marching all day, and this sounds bad, but like, I was at an open mic not too long ago, and it was a long list, like literally like 50 comics, and this lady comes in, blue hair, overweight, and piercings. She comes in, she's
Trump
like,
supporter.
Trump.
yeah, exactly.
How come no one asked me about my credits?
So she comes in and she just like kind of looks at everybody, cockeyed, looks at the list, and goes, "Why is there no women on this list? I am
God.
furious."
No
And
fucking
we're like,
women showed up.
It's an open mic, sister. Like, sign up if you want. You be the woman. She's like, this is infuriating. It's like, hey, every now and then you got to stop blaming other people. Go
Yeah.
yell at women on the street going, why are you signing up? What the fuck?
Sometimes
Like,
it's just so-
sometimes it's you, or sometimes it's just
Yeah.
the culture, how it is, or how the world works. Like,
It's just the way it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
you got to get over
When-
that.
Everyone complains about like women and minorities in film and stuff. I went to school for film, and I can tell you it was mostly straight white dudes
Yeah.
that were in those
Right,
courses.
right,
So like,
yeah.
if you want to make that difference, get people into it.
Yeah. And you know where else I see a lot of dudes? Garbage men and like off-road trucking, like ice road
Power
trucking.
line workers.
Power line. You don't see women go, why not us? Why? Well, go fucking do it then.
There's just certain things. Like I don't know if you're familiar with. This was Ben. You probably. But when James Damore came out, that Google memo controversy.
Yeah,
about 8
that
months
was
ago,
bad.
He came out with a thing, basically just.
But that was also just like him fucking up completely with social cues.
Well, he was a little off, that guy, I think.
Yeah, he was. He was definitely. I mean, he was exactly what I'd imagine a Google intern would be. But
Yeah.
the overall essence of what he was saying was that there's a scientific basis for why there's more men in tech, and there's a basis for why like men tend to gravitate towards certain jobs and women tend to gravitate towards other jobs. Like you go, like nurses are primarily
Right,
women.
right.
People jobs are primarily women, and then you see, like we were just saying, power line workers, construction guys. That's primarily men. There's a societal reason for that.
Of course, yeah.
Not even societal. It's I would even go as far as to say a biological reason for why people tend to gravitate towards certain things.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to say like everybody should be allowed to do it, because obviously everybody should be allowed to do
Sure,
whatever they
yeah,
want.
nobody's
But the
stopping
minute
you.
you try to enforce that and say
Yeah.
like, no, we need more women in tech. So what if more women like
They don't
it's the
want
equivalent
to,
of saying we
maybe.
need more women on this open mic. They don't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are not saying they can't be on the open mic. It's an open sign up, but they're not signing up. So
Yeah,
at that
we'd love
point,
to have
that's when you say, okay,
This is
You
out of
know?
my hands. It's
Yeah.
out of my hands, and stop yelling at me. That's all I'm saying. You can be
Yeah.
upset, but be upset at the people who didn't sign up, not at the people who did.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
yeah, but he was a little autistic.
Oh, yeah, that guy was nutty. But he got on Rogan, so maybe it worked out.
yeah.
I gotta start acting more autistic. I
Yeah,
guess.
dude, that's why you gotta start being
Don't
more
go
like me,
Rogan,
dude. Start remembering our episode counts and shit.
Check out a lot of ceiling fans and.
Yeah, it's tough out there. Nobody knows what's what. And
Would
I
you
don't
say,
know.
from the time we talked last year to right now, would you say things are going in the right direction or getting better or worse?
Well, it's a good question. I've kind of
We've been working on it all day.
I've gotten like weird about like making it in the business and all this shit. So I just like took a step back. I've done a Conan or two since then. I think
Yeah.
I've done 2 Conans.
Oh, your last Conan was fucking sick.
Oh, thanks.
That's
man.
when I noticed the Adam's apple at first.
Crazy,
Dude,
crazy. It hurts.
Boxing again? What is he doing?
I can't button shirts up to the top. I can't wear a tie. It's crazy.
I don't even know if I have an Adam's apple.
I
You
think
got
mine
one?
is like
Oh,
up
yeah, it's
here.
definitely more subtle. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I
We're
got a
not
real
finding
problem.
mine for months.
I wish I had.
Come on.
What is your nationality? Like, what are you?
Sicilian and French.
French. I think that French people have Adam's apples, dude. It helps with the,
yeah.
Wait, so did your family, like, which line of your family went to New Orleans? Because if it's French,
Both.
then.
Gotta be
oh.
French.
But my
Asians,
mom's
baby.
Adam's apple's huge.
Oh, for sure.
So,
for sure.
But yeah, I think to answer your question, I've done a couple things here and there. Did like what do you call that? That fucking storytelling show that Ari used to have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is not happening.
This is not happening. So I've done some shit, but I'm like, I just want to get better material. I want more material, and I want a new hour, and I have it now, and you saw it. That was basically the new hour.
I almost expected to hear some stuff off the last, because I didn't know how far you were in like working new material. But that was all great new stuff.
Thanks. Yeah, so it's pretty much there, but now I just want to sell that, and that's what I'm working on. So, I think as long as you're getting better as a comic, because I know a lot of people are getting a ton of shit and like getting Netflix 15s and a half hour and a TV show, but their stand-up is dwindling.
Yeah.
And sometimes they don't even have enough stand-up to do the requirements. Like, you got to do 30 minutes. They're like, I only have 10.
Yeah.
So I think, like, Jake Johansson, you know him? He's like a great comic from the 80s, 90s. He was on Letterman 55 times or something.
Holy shit.
Had everything. TV show fell through, pilot fell through, everything. But he always said, like, everything you do will come back to stand-up. So keep doing the stand-up. You got to stick with it. And look at Chappelle,
Yeah.
The show ended. You got to go back to stand-up. Seinfeld, got to go back to stand-up. Romano, stand-up. So unless you're going to be like a fucking George Clooney or something like that, you got to work on the act. So that's what I'm doing.
How long did it take you to develop the first hour? Your entire career?
Oh, God. That took, 6 years, 7 years.
Wow.
So projection 2024 for the next special, or what are we looking at?
Yeah, that sounds about right. But then, jeez. I'm sure Amy Schumer will be assassinated by then, so I got to find someone else to produce it, or maybe I'll get it done. But it's just hard to get it out there. Like, I have friends who are killing it right now, who are like a woman or a black guy, and they're like, "Why don't you just do Netflix?" I'm like, "Well, I just can't do Netflix. They have to approve it and blah blah blah."
They're gonna Monique you.
Yeah, exactly. I would kill for what she got.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But so
yeah,
I'm just
that was
I think I'm
another
gonna
one
shoot
that
it
was
myself
stupid.
next one.
Okay, cool.
I also heard the idea that you had. And I thought, obviously Joe List had his problems with it, but I thought it was a good idea.
All right, thanks.
What
but
idea
I'm
are we
also just
talking
an
about?
open micer, so listen to Joe first.
Yeah, okay. Basically, I have an idea of for a new special, like a format that I don't think I've seen before yet. So that's all.
You talked about it on your podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I heard about that.
And I don't even know if it's not written in stone, but it's something.
Yeah. It's good to come up with ideas like that, because even if you throw it in the trash, you still had that idea.
Still having that idea, and you come up with new
you
ones.
can do
and
that
you're always
in
thinking.
any other medium too. Like,
Yeah.
you could
Right.
do some, like, even just like a sitcom that like doesn't even change scene. It changes scenes, but you don't even
Just
realize
settings,
it.
yeah.
Until like you're like, oh shit, they're here now. It'd be
Yeah.
like some weird Memento shit.
Right,
Like,
right. Maybe I can get Trump to produce it.
Now we're talking.
That would get some. People forget that
He'll
we
be
do.
done being president by 2024, dude.
For
But
sure.
that's when he gets that everything comes back. He's
Well,
gonna
he's got
come
to
back
be done
to
by
fucking-
24.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He might get re-upped.
Yeah. There's a chance.
He could.
I think 2024 is if he got re-upped.
Yeah.
If he gets re-ups, he'll be done by 2024, which
Oh.
means he'll be primed for
There's
producing
like a
comedy
50-50
specials again.
2020 rolls around.
Yeah, he'll be like 80 at that point.
He
He'll
might
be
have
old.
started
God
a war to
damn.
stay in office. Who knows?
Pull the old FDR. Nobody
Yeah.
gives FDR shit for that, dude. FDR, fucking, FDR was elected 4 times.
Is that right?
He died.
He was the last one, right?
He
That
died.
got-
He was elected 4
God
times.
Of old
Damn.
age, or
Or
he
he was
had
old.
Oh,
He
he was
probably
in the
died.
wheelchair, right? He was the
People were
wheelchair
like,
guy.
Wait,
I think
wasn't there a
he was-
rule?
Maybe. I know he was.
Oh, is
Teddy,
that
like
right?
one of those
Teddy
old-timey-
Roosevelt.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of FDR. Who'd you say?
FDR.
Who am I thinking of?
Teddy,
You're thinking of
Teddy Roosevelt.
Teddy,
Yeah,
he's
he
the one
had
who-
that old-timey.
Okay, he
Teddy.
got shot. He got shot during a speech and kept going.
Good for him.
Yeah, he was like the true original badass. He
Well,
was like a
fucking
lion
Andrew
hunter.
Jackson got
Yeah,
shot
yeah,
during a
that's
speech
right.
and beat the guy's ass.
Yeah.
So
Is that
Andrew
right?
Yes.
He
Oh,
also
with a cane,
killed
with
a
a fucking
shitload
cane.
of people.
Oh,
Dude,
the
Andrew
gun
Jackson
jam.
was the most badass president of all time.
Yeah,
that
gun
guy
jammed,
was
but then he
nuts.
just ran up on the dude.
Wow.
Figure four
It took
leg
like
lock.
20 minutes to reload. The guy was like, fuck.
Damn.
Fuck.
Andrew Jackson stops for a breath a couple times, like, whew.
I haven't wrestled since high school.
See, that sounds like something out of The Wire. You know, the gun
Yeah.
jammed, so I tackled his ass.
Andrew Jackson was a badass, dude.
Man, they don't make them like that anymore.
No, they don't.
I like the idea of a gun duel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It'd
That
be
was
fun to have
common
that.
practice.
It's common practice with the balls that, like, all right, I could die
Jesus
or
Christ,
not.
yeah.
That's insane. Like a fist fight is scary,
Yeah,
and
why-
to imagine a fucking gunfight.
Yeah.
Why not just fist fight? Like they had fists back then. Why didn't they just do it? And they,
'Cause
well,
they were-
probably because they all fought like this. Remember that shit?
Yeah. Right. They're wearing knickers.
They're like, I don't even know how I'm supposed to punch like this. Let's just kill each other. Let's just kill each other.
A lot of broken
It's
wrists
easier
back
than-
in those
Yeah.
I always
days.
end up punching my own face somehow. I don't know why.
It's a bad.
And those outfits too. They had like wigs and
Oh,
buckles
yeah.
on their shoes.
You had to really dress up to die.
Yeah.
That was a lot of work.
But yeah, the gun duel. I'm down for that. That'd be a great way to decide the gun to debate. You know,
That's a
like,
good
should we have,
idea.
what should we do about
Shit.
guns?
Aaron Burr and
Let's shoot
Thomas
over it.
Jefferson, or no, Aaron Burr and somebody. I don't
Hamilton.
fucking know. Hamilton. Aaron
Yeah.
Burr and Hamilton, dude. Hamilton was kind of a pussy, but I think he
Really?
won that
Yeah,
duel.
dude. Well, that's why he's
Yeah.
on Broadway now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't get a musical for being a
I'm gonna be
badass.
on Broadway.
What a concept. Let's rap history.
Yeah.
How is that not like gentrification?
What about
I know.
fucking epic rap battles of history, dog?
That's true.
That's not bad. It's a good way to learn. It's
Yeah.
educational.
Do they still make those?
I do that and drunk history. That's where I learn
There you
everything.
go.
You know, the guy who did drunk history went to our high school too. We got a solid
Wait a
lineup.
minute.
Dude, Michael
Derek-
Phelps, Derek Waters.
Derek Waters,
yeah.
We got a solid alumni
Yeah.
stash from Towson
I
High,
did
dude.
a drunk history,
Did you?
Did you really?
Nice.
and it never aired because I
God.
think I went too blue.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, too blue. Not
I
too
was like
drunk.
shit faced, blacked out, like, and these fucking you know what's, you know. That
would've been great.
But I think they were like, cut it. We can't use any of this.
I sound like an
Oh
idiot
my
right now, but
God.
what do you mean by too blue?
Like I went too dark, and
Too
edgy
dark,
and,
yeah.
and
Oh, okay.
offensive.
I think that would have been a great episode.
I know, and I'll
Yeah.
take it. Let me handle it.
Yeah.
But no, it was too much for comedy.
Dude, even
Central.
our history teacher was featured on Mr. Stang from our high school. He
Yeah.
was my AP econ. Had to say AP.
I thought for
Just so
sure
you know.
they only got comics to do that.
Well, no,
Well-
he didn't. He didn't do an actual segment, but there was like they did a
Oh, in
Baltimore
the bar.
episode, and yeah, he was at the bar, and he was on there for like 30 seconds talking with their.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it
Jim
was cool.
Meyer. Jim Meyer was role playing in that episode. Shouts out to Jim Meyer,
Oh,
the
God.
co-host of the Laugh-Finder
Hell yeah.
podcast.
All right.
Classic.
Jimmy Mai.
Yeah, that's a dream. That's a definite dream of mine, dude. Drunk history. I would love doing that.
Hell
It's my
yeah.
favorite
Dude,
things
we
to do.
tried to crash
cool.
it when they were filming in Towson. They filmed across the street from the Kent at
tried to
10
crash
car 10 car pileup. Me, my brother, and then like Dan.
How were you not able to
It's-
crash it? Isn't it just like in a
It was
bar?
a private event.
Dude, it's
They
10
rented
car
out the
pileup, but
place.
I've never been inside. I didn't know that was a thing.
Nah,
Was
it's like
that
a
a
weird
bar?
punk
I guess,
venue.
oh.
Like punk venue, bar,
Is it
rental
always open?
space.
It's a great
No,
title.
No,
Okay, I
Yeah.
was about to say, I walked by it, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I
Every
thought
time
for
I
sure
see
you
it.
were talking about some kind of punk band.
10 car pileup could be
Dude,
any of the
it
above.
looks like there's just a punk band poster for the logo out front.
So it's like
And
the
it's
sidebar,
always,
but
like,
nicer
locked.
inside.
No, I like the sidebar. Sidebar.
No, I love the sidebar, but it's.
I've never
Sidebar
been
is-
in 10 car pileup.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not cool enough, dude.
This is getting
Never
real
let me
inside
in.
here.
Yeah.
sorry.
Talk about random dive bars in Baltimore. So what's up with Baltimore? Wait, that was a horrible lead-in. What's going on in
the deal with
Baltimore?
Baltimore?
Workshopping bits right
So,
now.
but like, give me a. I don't know anything because I'm always in Timonium, stuck out here
Okay.
with no car.
Mm.
I've done I did the arena with Schumer. I've done
Yeah.
Towson.
You did. It came up in my like time hop on Facebook.
Uh huh.
You did a show at Delia Foley's I was on like 4 years ago.
Oh, you gotta
It was
send
in,
me
like,
that photo.
Fed Hill. Okay, I'll send it after.
Was that in a big bar?
Yeah, it was like the
Yes.
upstairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who were we with?
I think Stav featured for you.
Yes. Oh,
yeah.
Pete Muth was on it too.
I remember this now.
And then
I was hammered for that one.
that was a fun night though.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, I don't get it. Is it ghetto? Is it super Catholic? Is it old school? Is it hipstery? What is it?
It's
Baltimore
kind
in
of
general?
all the
Kind of
above.
everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
it's all like segregated though. Like there's like
Ah.
all along the Beltway. It's like where the white people like
Yeah.
kind of grow off from there and spread to different neighborhoods and gentrify it. And then it's like all black people and then like some Jewish people on the outskirts.
Yeah.
And
That's
then once it
Pike.
gets
West
to the
Baltimore,
county,
West
yeah,
Baltimore's
yeah.
Jewish. East Baltimore is European. Like if you like Greektown and like all that stuff, and then West Baltimore is like all. But it's like I don't. It's definitely it's kind of all the stuff. I
It
would
also
say.
Okay.
depends
It's
on
huge.
what time you go out.
True.
Like, if you go out during the day, you're gonna get everything.
It's
If you
kind
go
of.
out at night in like West Baltimore.
I mean,
Well, you probably shouldn't go out at
West
night.
Baltimore, East Baltimore doesn't fucking matter, dude. Like, and that's the thing that's weird about Baltimore is like you could be, standing somewhere like in a not nice neighborhood, but like a neighborhood where people like frequent, and you go one block in the wrong direction, you're like literally, it's like the fucking Wire in some of these
Yeah.
places. I mean, well,
Right.
It's not
Yeah.
like the Wire in some of these places. The Wire was filmed
Yeah.
there.
You're like, oh, that's from
It
the
is
Wire.
the one. Literally is the Wire.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it gets a lot of flack because we were #1 most dangerous city in USA Today
Hell
last
yeah,
year.
represent.
Oh, nice.
Clap it up, clap it
Yeah,
up.
good
We
for
fucking
you.
made it. But and they're not.
Pretty well known for riots as well.
Yeah, CVS.
You know,
Yeah.
I
There's
want to
been
be.
a bunch of gun deaths recently, and
Nice.
the newspapers are like, "Don't worry, we think it's just gang wars."
Woo!
so you can unlock your doors.
Yeah, don't worry, you're not gonna get shot, but as long as you're not in a gang.
I want to be a typical Baltimorean and be like, oh, but we just get a bad rap. Like, no, definitely fucking, you go downtown, you're stupid if you aren't careful. You're dumb if
Okay.
you're not.
Oh, yeah.
Don't be one of those fucking kids that comes to Micah from like some suburb or something like that. Who's like,
God,
oh,
yeah.
everybody just gets a bad rap. Like, no, you're gonna get
You're
shot.
an idiot.
Right.
You're gonna get fucking
No,
killed.
not even that. You're gonna get robbed for sure.
Yeah, at least robbed.
Yeah.
At least robbed. Maybe not shot.
Because
But robbed.
you come on the Amtrak and you can see like a lot of blown out row houses that are just
Yeah.
abandoned and bricks like laying on the floor and shit.
They're like trees that have grown through
Yes,
entire like
yes.
3-story houses.
It's
like,
crazy.
Pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
it actually is cool, but
Yeah.
you're like, I'm not going there.
Yeah, fuck
There's
that.
just like little tiny epicenters throughout the city. So like, just imagine Baltimore. Baltimore's huge. Like
Okay.
the amount of area is huge.
Yeah.
And Baltimore County actually used to be in the same like jurisdiction, which that's the weird thing about Baltimore is like the county is separate from the city.
Yeah,
Like-
because of like the white flight.
Oh,
like,
right.
All the white people
Mhm.
moving out of the city
Mhm.
into the county, and
But actually, ironically, it was the city's idea to separate from the county because at the time, Baltimore City had the thriving shipping industry,
Mhm.
and they were like, why the fuck do we have to use our tax money to fund all the motherfuckers out in the county who aren't contributing, blah, 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 blah. And then 100 years later, we're like, bitches, fucked up now. I'm living in Towson, pussy.
Jimmy just flipped off the microphone.
Yeah. I'm so confused.
The microphone was all
Yeah.
1800s Baltimoreans. Fuck you guys.
It's
dog.
just funny because all I know of Baltimore is Edgar Allan Poe,
All right, that's a
Babe
good
Ruth,
start. Yeah, yeah.
The Orioles, The Wire, Diner, the
Never heard of
movie.
Okay.
Have you
Oh.
seen that?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's all
and
it's
then,
pretty. It's like a love
Lady
letter
in
to
Water,
Baltimore,
right? Or
Huh?
What is it? Lady in the Water? Or not
Oh, is that
Lady in
here?
the Water. What was the most recent Oscar winner?
Oh, the fish movie.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
that was in
Baltimore? Oh, I didn't
yeah.
know that.
Was it really?
And
They shot it
then-
in Toronto, but it was supposed to be Baltimore.
Then you got that
Wow.
new child molestation doc on Netflix.
That's how
yeah,
we do
the
it.
Keepers,
the
right?
Keepers.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
guys are all over the road.
Yeah.
Dude,
So,
my like aunt.
Oh,
worked
that's
or
right,
Went
yeah,
to
the
one of those
Catholic,
schools
yeah.
Oh,
right
really?
there.
Is
Oh,
that in
yeah,
the
the
city?
Keepers.
My mom
Yeah.
made her watch
Yeah, yeah,
it. She
it's
started
a-
crying.
It's in a-
so have you not actually performed in the city itself?
I have. I think I did that gig with you, and I've
Yeah.
done. I did some apartment show, like
Oh,
a show.
you did
that-
Oh,
the
those are
mansion,
fun.
right?
The Mansion. That was
Yeah,
a
yeah,
that was fun
crazy
as fuck.
venue.
Yeah.
I ended up
I
hooking up
was
with
on that
some
show, too.
some skanky like 8-year-old at that.
Hey,
point.
hey.
That was another thing.
That's another
I
thing
Wait,
Baltimore's
you took a
known
step
for.
back, and how do you feel afterwards?
I feel good. I feel good. That was the Keepers.
So maybe it's not that bad, guys.
In the minority. What was I fucking gonna say?
Minorities,
Minors,
8-year-olds,
minorities.
Mansion,
Damn,
Baltimore, the
8-year-old.
Keepers,
Oh
Babe
yeah,
Ruth.
that's what I was gonna say. I was saying to Eric when we got fucking ghosted on Thursday. I was like,
Sorry.
Jeez.
It all comes out.
Maybe you should buy the guy some Chipotle and shut up about it, Jimmy.
Yeah, yeah.
Appreciate it.
I was like,
All ends with
he's
ends
probably
well.
he's probably just about to get laid. At which point, but did you
That'd
get
be
laid on
great.
Thursday?
No, I
Ah.
was a good boy and went right back to my room and
Wow.
took pills
Are you
and
still
went to bed.
Are you still killing the Tinder game, dude?
No, I'm actually shacked up with a nice lady.
Dude, we are
It's
polar
role
opposites
reversal.
now. Last
Yeah.
time you were here, Eric and I were both shacked up,
Uh-huh.
and you were just telling. We were fucking sitting there watching World Star. Aren't these blacks funny?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're big into Bumble last time.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
you were
that's
like,
right.
Dude, you were just fucking, yeah,
Oh.
man, I just come to town, blah, blah, blah. And we were like, that sounds dope. And now
Now we're on fucking dating apps, and we're
Good
like,
for
yeah,
you.
still not
Yeah.
getting any
Oh,
ass.
man. Really? Nothing?
But I mean, you got the perfect Bumble
I got a date
profile,
coming
dude.
up.
You're like mature. You have an actual established career. That's Bumble material, dude.
Yeah, I put the Conan photo, I put the
Yeah,
Fallon photo,
that's
the
a
Colbert,
step,
whatever it
yeah.
is, and that's like a lock.
A
So
deal sealer, yeah.
they already know who you are. They already get your whole
Yeah,
world.
they can look
Ooh,
you
yeah.
up.
They can
like,
Google
yeah.
you, YouTube you. Yeah, you're in. Then you bring them to a show and do a
Oh,
set.
yeah.
It's lights out.
Eric
Yeah.
and I are like in the dead zone between Tinder and Bumble because Tinder, you kill it if you're like a college dude, probably frat, blah, 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 blah. Link up with other girls like
Right.
in 20s. Nobody gives a fuck on Tinder.
Oh, you guys in that weird gray zone.
Yeah, and Bumble's
Yeah.
like
Ooh.
late 20s, early 30s, like fucking
I'm looking for the
established.
one.
Right,
And
right.
we're
I'm
just
looking
like,
for a long-term thing.
we're just like, look, we're not like young that
the
much,
Bumble
but we're
one-
also not old enough to have anything going in our lives, huh?
Isn't Bumble the one where the girl has to hit
Message you
up
first,
yeah.
Which I actually like.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
What do
Girls
you
are
think?
terrible
Yeah.
at pickup lines.
They're
first
so
of all.
bad. It's fun.
They
The
suck.
tables have
It's really
turned,
fun.
whores.
Yeah.
They suck.
Bring your
They
game.
every girl would always write to me, "How's your Thursday?" What the fuck is that? That's your
Girls
opener?
never had to learn. I mean,
Of course.
Societally, girls have never had to learn to develop that skill.
Yeah.
No.
I had to learn to develop it. I'm still not good at it, but at least I had to learn how to develop
It's
it.
good to learn. It's good to know. It's good to have in your back pocket.
Yeah.
But they're so bad at it. It's fun to watch. It'd be like if we had to put on a maxi pad. You know, like I never
Yeah.
learned this shit.
A lot of girls never even really like. A lot of girls I'll talk to, and it's like they don't even know how to like the super hot ones. They don't even know how to carry a conversation.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They just like
They've been
use-
riding on those looks their whole life.
Exactly.
course.
You send them a joke, something witty, something small talky. They're like, yeah, haha. And then I'm like, all right, so am I
Nothing
supposed to
back?
say something
Yeah,
again, and just
exactly.
keep it coming. Like, at what point do?
Which then it's great when you find a girl who's super hot and also has a personality, because then
Yeah.
it's like, I never
Then
met
I just
you
become
before.
terrified. and
Yeah.
I'm like,
I love
better
you.
Than me. Better than me. I wish you weren't so good.
So how's your Thursday?
Right. Yeah. They're out there though. Keep fishing.
Yeah.
But remember, they're nervous too. That's what you got to remember. They're a little scared too of what you're gonna say. So always
That's
keep
the-
that
Yeah,
in your
what's
back pocket.
is that any more sage advice for some freshly back on Tinder boys?
Yeah, I would just play it. First of all, have a couple things going. Don't just
Yeah.
rely on one girl,
Yeah.
but have a couple going and just play it like you don't care at all. Like you're just throwing it away in the wind, like right back, like, "Hey, you're pretty. We should make out." And she's like, "Oh my god!" And you're
Now
like,
we're talking.
"No, I'd like to make out with you." Like, what's your problem?
Yeah.
You know, like obviously don't
think it's
get don't,
weird.
What are
don't get
you
angry
doing
at her,
here?
but like just play it as if she was a chick in a wheelchair that you wanted nothing to do with. But don't call her like a gimp. But just like
I usually talk about Japanese bug fights.
Yeah,
There you
killer,
go.
That's a
killer
good
for her.
move, yeah.
I don't know what that is.
I don't
Is that a
They
sex
don't either,
position?
but
like
then
it.
that makes them respond.
Oh, all right.
You know?
I
That's
kid
good.
you. I
Yeah,
kid
yeah,
you not.
yeah.
The closest I got to actually hanging out with a girl, and it was actually supposed to be today, but whatever. Fuck it.
Sorry. Should have brought her.
Dude, she
She would've
would have
liked
banged.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was down.
This is fun, yeah.
But my first message to her. This was after I was drinking the fifth of whiskey at the show that Eric was talking about earlier, where I was like doing sound for the heart of the city shit.
Oh,
I was
yeah,
like, yo,
yeah.
Eric, give me that whiskey. That was like mid doing that, mid doing sound. I matched with this girl and I said, hold up, I'm gonna message these other matches first and I'll get right back to you. And like she just
That's
like,
funny.
It's
Yeah.
funny.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
See,
She
that's what I'm
ghosted
talking
me.
about.
Worked.
She fucking didn't say shit. 2 days later, I was drunk again, and I was like, "All right, look, I almost feel bad about how terrible that opener was, so I'm willing to Venmo you $5. Just request me on
There
Venmo."
you go.
And she
There you go.
Venmos me $5, and I was like, "All right, she's playing the game now."
Yes.
And then I came back, and I was like, blah 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 blah. And the next thing you know, we're supposed to hang out today. And the next thing you know, we're not.
Did you actually send her $5? Because
No, I didn't. I was
Okay,
like, look, I've
okay.
been thinking more about this $5 thing, and I was thinking maybe we could just do like unlimited orange crushes instead.
Yeah,
just
that's a
like
good
spun
move,
It, like
good move.
That's
spun it.
good. And you don't have to. Everybody always thinks like, I didn't fuck her, it didn't work out. But give it a few tries, give it a few attempts. You know,
Yeah.
you got all your whole life.
You gotta have things on the back burner. When I was
Yeah,
younger,
oh, yeah.
I didn't realize the value in just like playing the fucking field. Like I got Tinder working for me in the background. I got Bumble working for me in the background. It's going right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
People are swiping me left right now as we speak.
There you
But
go.
it's always going. You know, you keep a couple things. And I used to get overly invested in like one person.
No.
And then I was like,
no,
all right,
mix
this
it
is
up.
fucking stupid. Now I'm like 25. I'm like, dude, I don't even have the fucking time to be invested in you. I got to figure out
it's too much.
how to not be a loser still.
Yeah.
But I really got to get on that.
You guys are 25?
25.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. Yeah, you're doing great. How old are you?
28.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
You
know,
guys
a
are
little
still
worse.
living.
Yeah.
Not so good, man. Not so good.
Yeah, I'm not feeling so good. Look at this body, Jimmy.
Oh, you look great. You smell great. You taste great. Yeah. Just keep
I aim to
going.
please.
Are you on the apps?
Oh no,
He's
I'm super
married,
fucking
yeah.
married.
Oh, you're married.
Yeah,
oh, well, no
yeah.
wonder.
Yeah, I'm a settled down type.
Good.
I get weird if I'm left alone for too long.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right.
hear you. I hear
But
you.
you like her.
Yeah, she's great.
Oh, the high voice. Never a good sign.
Don't worry about it, Rachel. It's
Did you?
cool.
How did you meet this chick that you're with right now?
Did a show, actually. She saw the show, and I did a bunch of jokes about anxiety, and I think that hit home. She
All
has
right.
anxiety, and she's like, oh, I have anxiety too. We should hang out. And we hung out, and she was pretty and cool and funny, so that was it.
Hell yeah.
But nothing to do with Bumble. Did you bring her out because of Bumble?
No, she hit me on Facebook.
That's dope.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And how long
Oh,
has
yeah.
that been going on?
A while now, a good while.
Nice.
It's a struggle every day.
Yeah.
No. I'm just scared
Preaching
of
to the
anything.
choir.
Your
commitment.
voice gets very high. You're like,
Good. Things are great.
That's fucking
I'm
good.
gay. I don't know how to tell her. But yeah, it's going well, and yeah, she's cool, and she likes the whole comedy thing, and
Nice.
That's a key thing for dudes. You got to have something you're into.
Yeah.
Even if it's a podcast, archery, comic books, just be into something.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're just a guy playing, Tetris or Angry Birds all day.
Ambition, dude.
Yeah.
Ambition is key.
Ambition. Even if it's not even ambition, just have a hobby. Have a thing
You're knowledgeable about. You can talk about without having like
you like
weird
wine,
silence.
craft beer, podcast, cars, something.
Ideally, not World of Warcraft, but
Ideally,
live
yeah.
and learn.
Yeah, maybe Fortnite.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, rappers play that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
2018, baby.
Wow.
Oh man, dude, I hate to be that fucking guy right now, but I might need to fucking jet downtown. I gotta play a gig at 5 in Power Plant tonight.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I know.
Jimmy, since last time you've been here, Jimmy's moved to full music gigs.
Full-time
Let's
musician
hear what
now,
happened.
baby.
Good for you.
Well, much like every other job I've had in my past, I was released from Melting Pot. Like 2 months. 2
Released
months.
is a cool way to say fired.
Release. That's an athletic term. Release. I'm a free agent now, and which is weird. I'm
Transferring.
still legitimately really good friends with my boss. He still calls me monthly and talks about music. He's really big into music, but he just like called me in the office. Felt like we were breaking up. He was like, it's just not working out. Like we need to part ways. And I was just like, I can't argue with you here. I agree with you.
Yeah.
You're right.
You're dead on.
This is
Yeah.
time.
Jimmy.
And I actually went through the entire process of becoming a licensed insurance agent.
Whoa!
No, not insurance agent. Not insurance agent. Insurance adjuster, which is even more of a fucking thing because I would be the guy that goes out to places, not like selling insurance because everybody can fucking do that. I got licensed to be the guy who writes up the estimates, like climb on the roofs, fucking
cool.
use the
Holy shit.
programs and all the shit.
Can you
And
get tipped? Like if you lie and you go, it's not great, but
yeah, you get kickbacks and stuff like that.
Oh, that's amazing.
I know people that do it. But I got fingerprinted by the FBI to get the license and everything.
Wow. So
It was like
you're in there.
$1,000 investment to get all the shit going.
God
and
damn.
then
You're in the
literally
system.
right
Yeah.
before I did got my first jobs, my friend Mike Manos, who plays music with me, he was like, "Yo, I have this music agent that can get you work." And then she hit me up, and ever since then,
Hell
I
yeah.
never did one job in insurance.
Isn't that always
Not
the
one
way?
job. I
Yeah.
spent $1,000 getting a license. I'm
Yep.
currently a licensed insurance agent in
agent.
every state,
Jesus.
every fucking state.
Well, the music
Wow.
when the music falls through, you'll have that.
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm
well.
just kidding. It was like a joke.
Thanks.
You're like, yeah.
You look really existential for a second.
Super ultra high octave voice.
Yeah, I like her. I like insurance. Well, let me ask you this there. The beard. Is that alopecia or is that just a weird pattern for you? 'Cause no, I'm not trying to fuck with you because I have it too. See?
Oh yeah, like the spot.
Yeah, I
would've
get a
thought about
bald
shaving
spot
too.
underneath. That's why I grow it out so big.
I think.
Oh, you too?
Oh yeah,
I
I got
it
it covered.
I would like to think it's not alopecia.
It could just be that your pattern. Some
I
people have
think-
different
I
patterns.
it's
think
a good-looking pattern.
I don't
think
think
it's-
I've finished
we both
puberty
can,
yet.
yeah.
That's what I go
No,
with.
let's see
I
the
think I still got.
pubes.
My dad couldn't grow a beard until he was 28, dude.
28.
Jeez.
Is that your
Couldn't grow a
dad?
Yeah. How did you know?
Just grew it this morning.
Yeah.
Just nailed it. So yeah, my middle name, my family name from Greece is Spanos, which in Greek means hairless. Because Greeks are very
Wow.
Very hairy.
Yeah.
Except for Stavros.
So my
Yeah,
family
yep.
was like, I don't have blue eyes. My family was like the only family in the islands that had like blue eyes, like a big clan of us. So there's
Yeah.
not that many names in Greece, but our clan was we had colored eyes and we weren't hairy at all. And yeah.
Interesting.
So that's like I don't look like Greeks. I'll be look like a fucking monkey right now, dude. If
Yeah.
I were like a real Greek. I'm only
Right.
half.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so I think that's this.
Wow.
Interesting. So
Also, I think second puberty's still on the way, dude. I really
it
do.
could be on the
I
way.
think so, too.
What is
I'm hoping for
Stamos?
it.
John Stamos. He's Greek. What does
He's-
Stamos mean? If what does he call it? Stapos?
Probably extremely handsome, dude.
Yeah, he is hot.
Yeah.
He
I
came
don't
into
know
the cellar
his name
once.
personally,
and He
to be
was
honest.
gorgeous.
Oh, wow.
Gorgeous
Did he do a
man.
set?
He went on with Jeff Ross.
No
yeah.
kidding.
Wow.
Jeff Ross likes to do a lot of like celebrity jerk off stroking.
That's nice.
And he came on with Stamos.
Oh shit! You guys had a funny ass picture on the Tuesdays of Story Instagram. Didn't you like see John Stamos?
Yes.
Like you, Joe, and
I did Conan on the wall, Warner Brothers lot. There's a place called the Smokehouse. So everybody goes out there and celebrates, gets a beer and a steak. And
Nice.
Stamos walked in with Gary Marshall,
Oh my god.
who's directed like tons of movies,
Yeah.
Big,
Wow.
A League of Their Own, blah blah blah. And they walked in together, and like a week later, Gary Marshall died.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Stamos saw that we were taking a photo, and he just jumped in.
No kidding.
And he's fucking gorgeous.
Wow.
Yeah, cool guy.
That's
Lit
so
up that
sick.
pic, dude.
All right, you said you need to get out of here.
Yeah, man.
Now, are you spinning? Are you DJ, or what do you do? Sound? How does that
I
work?
play guitar and I sing.
No.
Sometimes I have a band.
Come on.
I mean, yeah.
No, yeah.
Really?
Old-fashioned
Oh
stuff.
my! What are you
Yeah,
on Tinder for?
good
You doing
stuff.
that? That
Dude,
lets you clean
you-
up.
You'd
Yeah.
be very surprised. You'd be
I
very
am.
surprised.
You get those
You would
moms
get it.
coming into the
You
bar.
would get it.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Oh, my God. Real quick. I'm playing music, right? I'm playing music at this place up in Kingsville, Maryland, which is right on the Baltimore County,
Where in
Hartford.
Kingsville?
It's called L's County Line Bar.
Okay.
It's new. It used to be the old Dewdrop Inn.
Ah, the old dude drop
Old
in.
Dewdrop Inn. You know. And I'm playing there, and it's like all these bikers and shit like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's like a Thursday afternoon, and I'm sitting there talking, and I walk off. I finish my set. I'm at the bar talking to this big ass biker guy, greasy mechanic hands, shakes my hand. You're a good Sunday guy. I was like,
Yeah.
it's Thursday, dude. What are you talking about? And I was like, we were talking back and forth. And as this older woman comes up, as they'd fucking do, and she comes up to the guy.
You know, older women walk up.
Always walk up.
Classic.
Yeah.
She walks up and she's like joking. She doesn't say anything to me, but she's joking with the guy back and forth. And he turns to me and she said, she's not attractive at all. She's probably like 60, like
Yeah,
biker
sure,
chick.
sure.
And he's like, she says you make her win. And I was like,
Cool.
haha. And so me trying to come up with like a non-awkward reply, I see this girl walking by, this young like bartender, white trash hot. Can you
Sure.
conjure an image of white trash
Absolutely.
hot?
WTH.
White
I
trash
grew up
hot.
on the Eastern Shore.
Exactly. She walks by and I go, yeah, well, let me know when she says that. Just guy talk.
all right,
Let me know
all
when
right,
she
yeah.
says that.
Nothing wrong with
And
that.
he doesn't respond. And I'm like, all right, well, I thought that was a decent response. And I was like, he was
Pretty
like,
good.
what'd you say? And I was like, I was just saying, like, let me know when she says that. And he was like, that's my niece.
Oh, Jesus.
And then he looks over and he said, he points at the woman next to me. He's like, see that woman next to her? That's her mother.
Holy shit.
No!
Oh.
And I'm just sitting there stirring my drink, and I was like, dude, I'm sorry. Like, I was just talking like a guy.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to, like,
Yeah, he's a biker. He should get
I
incest.
was like,
Yeah,
come on.
absolutely.
I had one of those recently. There's this new waitress at a comedy club that I go to a lot, and she's pregnant now. But I didn't know that, and I saw her, and I was like, she probably put on some weight, whatever. So I went up to her, and I did like the, hey, like punched her in the stomach. And she was like, like she flipped out. And I was like, what the fuck? It was just a friendly, thing. And my friend was like, dude, she's pregnant. I was like, fuck.
Better than the other way around, I would say.
What do you mean?
If she was
Her
not
punching
pregnant and you walked up and you were like, hey, when's you due? And it was she's just
Sure.
fat.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah,
That's
that's
true.
true. I
On
just did
one,
the,
you-
the punch.
Yeah, they
You
just
could have
scrambled
contributed
her
to a birth
eggs.
defect, but on the other hand, you might have really insulted her.
Or
Yeah.
you might have saved her like a lot
$400.
of years of problems.
$400 on a ride.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun Mark
Good. I
Norman.
just did a.
Instead of Planned Parenthood. Just Mark Norman.
I gotta go
Yeah.
see Mark Norman.
Yeah, he's very positive and jolly. He'll knock that thing right
Oh,
out.
man.
I just performed at a high school recently in New York, but I thought it was a college gig.
Oh.
So I was a little dirtier. But there was this one girl sitting alone, and I have a joke where I go, I had a one-night stand last week. You were there. And I point to the, like audience member. I did it last night. And it
Yeah.
always gets a chuckle. And apparently, I thought she was like a college girl, and I have to apologize to her mom tomorrow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
How fucked up is this mom? She's like, you got to apologize. I was like, okay, sorry. I don't want to get in trouble. So I was like, I'll just
Yeah.
give me your email. And she goes, I need it in person.
Oh my god.
So I have to
The mom's trying to
FaceTime.
fuck you, dude.
Yeah.
I have to
Absolutely.
FaceTime this cunt.
Come on.
How hot was the
Jesus
daughter?
Christ.
Because the mom could be on par.
She was just like a regular looking girl, but high
But
school.
she was like by herself. It was like situationally funny. People had to look
Yeah.
over there.
yes,
and be
yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Packed
You know
house,
the one, yeah.
one girl sitting alone.
Yeah.
I thought it would be perfect, but apparently she's in high school.
Yeah,
That's how they get you.
that's fucking great, dude.
And I'm such a comic. I don't want to be a hack and be like, I do that all the time.
Yeah.
I wanted her to think that was like a riff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I knew you were in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew you were in high school. I was just, trying to be off the
Didn't
cuff.
we have fun?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Call me when you're 18.
Tuesdays with stories.
Yes, check
Yeah.
it out on iTunes, SoundCloud, the whole anal. Meet Joe List in the group.
Great.
And marknormancomedy.com. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, the whole nine.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Praise
Yeah, dude.
Allah.
Ben, you got Laugh Finder?
Laugh Finder podcast. Check us out if you're not already.
Cool.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Ben Foot
Ben
Penis,
Foot Penis on
right?
Twitter and Benjamin Handcrotch on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
So you can check
Big
those
fan
out.
of puns, too.
Yeah.
It's too bad you're
Yeah.
married. The women love that shit.
Guys,
did.
LFTS podcast on everything. Twitter,
Yeah.
Instagram, Facebook, soon to be Spotify, I'm sure of it.
Yeah,
Google
check us
Play,
out.
iTunes.
iTunes,
SoundCloud.
Laughable, all
He's
that
autistic.
shit, y'all.
Oh, right.
Check it out. Like, where's he looking?
There's no way.
You guys see those
man.
reflections coming off the PayPal building? Crazy.
He's just trying to remember.
Yeah.
all right.
All
Over
for
the
plugs. Y'all can catch me at Power Plant in 45 minutes. I will
Nice.
see you there.
Fuck yeah.
Check it out. No cover. I'll be down there. Eric, what do you got coming up, dude?
I have a couple shows coming up. May 9th, I'm at the Brewing something in Ellicott City.
There you go.
Yeah.
When's this come out?
This will be out probably like Monday, Tuesday.
I might
Cool.
release on ours through Patreon, so I have no idea.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys got to
But
get this on Laughable. You on Laughable?
Yes, we
Oh,
are.
yeah. great.
You actually
Yeah,
put
yeah.
us on Laughable.
There you go.
Yeah,
It's a
dude.
great
Shouts
app.
out
Check out
Ned
Laughable.
McKinney. Yeah, we actually,
old
shouts out Ned
Laughable.
McKinney. It's like an index for comedians. It's fucking sick.
It's pretty
great.
great.
You fucking
Yeah.
go in there, you type in any comedian, any podcast they've been on. It's dope. Shouts out Ned McKinney.
Ned
Dope.
McKinney, throw Ben Hancock on there.
Just hit him up, dude. I'll give you
Hit
an
'em
email.
up, yeah,
dude.
All
Ned
right,
at
yeah.
laughable.com.
Let him know. We got
Yeah.
in because we dropped Mark's name and we both have Lobster Font.
Hey.
so
Yeah,
for our
Lobster Font
logo.
our logo.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
this might actually end up coming out on the actual podcast.
Yeah, you might as
cool.
well, dude.
Yeah.
Patreon it. I don't even know what that means. Dope.
See you guys
All
next
right.
week.
Yeah, till next week.
See you.
What's the deal with Maryland?